All right, race fans, we're here with Colton Heath, driver in the Pacific Northwest. It really needs no introduction, my favorite phase, but that is actually correct with Colton. Colton, last week you're out at Elma and you had contact with Eric Fisher. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was just, one of those racing deals. We were both racing for pretty much the same real estate at that point, so just unfortunate it ended that way, but we were racing hard, and we go to the track to win and not run second. So we had a little contact, ended our night a little earlier than we wanted to, but move on from that, and it's a new week, and just try and not have to pass for lead, and just lead the whole thing tonight would be nice. Okay, Colton. Now, in that race last week at Elma, it looked like your car suddenly just started to really hook up in the later stages of the race. Was there a reason for that? Yeah, like I anticipated the track to slow down a little bit just because we had quite a few cars down there, and we were kind of just expecting. We were starting second, so I wanted to be a little tight in case I was out on my own. I could be really good, but then also not fade when the fuel load burned off, and later in the race, and I started hitting the bottom in 3 and 4 really good, and that's where we were gaining a lot right there, and we felt like we were about even with Fisher on 1 and 2, but it kind of worked out like it was supposed to. It just a little incidental contact, ended it.
Okay, so now what's your feelings about Dirt Cup switching to the 360s this year?
Like growing up and stuff, it's always been a 410 race that you've always wanted to run, but we don't actually have a 410 anymore, and the 360 stuff is what we actually do. So it's nice for us because we're able to race for some more money as well. So I'm excited for it.
You are excited for it. Okay. Do you think that the car count's gonna probably be pretty solid this year because of it going 360?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot better. We'll be back to probably maybe a C main type stuff. Like Dirt Cup had been for the past few years. I don't know if we'll ever get 70, 80 cars like it used to be, but it'll definitely be good. We got the national tour guys, and they're all good racers on that deal. So it'll be a challenge for us. We think we go good around here now. But you get a couple guys that travel the country, and they come and put a whooping on you. It makes you step your program up a little bit. So.
All right, Colton. Well, I talked with you off camera. You're again in the 33 law car, and you will be running this the full season, right?
Yep. Fun's allowing. So.
All right, Colton. Well, good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, race fans, we're here with Derek Roberts. He's been in the 360 ranks now for what, about 3 years?
This is start of my third season.
Third season, okay. So let's deal with the bad news. You lost a major sponsor this year. That major sponsor is hopefully going to come back for you next year. Yep. So how's that affecting you?
It's a little tougher. The last few years we've been real fortunate to have onshore exploration on the car. They've pretty much kind of funded our whole deal. That's what the whole reason we made the jump out of the Sportsman to the 360 is with financial help, and for all the race fans out there, they know what this costs. And yeah, so this year he's actually selling his business, so it's being assessed, and he just said, hey, once I've sold, I'll keep you guys running. I just for this year I can't take any money out of the business. So anyways, just kind of a light season. We'll run as much as we can. We've got some good help, with the sponsors we do have, and we're just gonna see how far we make it.
So running lightly, are you planning though on doing Dirt Cup and the weekend following?
Yeah, so that's kind of our goal. Since I got into this racing and started at Deming, when we started, my dad asked me what's my goal. I would love to run a Dirt Cup. I didn't miss a Dirt Cup my whole childhood, and it's something special to me. So this year, barring that this motor holds together and we're still here, I'm excited to run Dirt Cup. It's been a dream of mine. So our goal is make it to Dirt Cup, make it through Dirt Cup, and anything after that's a bonus.
Okay, so are you considering running lightly to kind of, try and preserve the equipment for that event?
Exactly. I mean, we have tons of equipment. We got lots of spares. It's just running money. I mean, weekly cost. You know, you're going to spend $1,000 a night to drop the door, barring you don't wreck. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to do a light year this year, get through Dirt Cup, and then from there we'll see.
So what's your feelings about Dirt Cup going to the 360s this year?
You know, as much as I love the 410s, and I hope we never lose them, and I hope they come back. However, when you have a race that big and you can't pull the cars in, I think you kind of had to do the inevitable. So I'm excited to see. You know, it should be a great race with the national guys here. It's a little tricky joint, so some of them guys will struggle here, and I think you'll see some of our locals up front.
Okay. Now, your first race of this season, the track was admittedly a typical opening track for Skagit up here. A little rough. You kind of hung around the bottom and
Actually pulled off.
You pulled off and something broke. Is that right?
I did. I actually I thought it was just me, so I led the first 4 laps of my heat race, and we had a red flag. And after the restart, the car's just getting up on the right rear, and I thought, oh, I'm just driving the bumps wrong. And anyways, so we went out for the main thinking we fixed it. We didn't. I had a spun right rear bar, so no matter what I tried, the thing just wanted to tip over. So I decided to hedge my bets and pulled her into the infield and watched a pretty entertaining battle up front there.
All right. Well, Derek, it's always fun watching you run. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Lauren.
You bet. Hey, race fans, we're here with Caleb Hart. Caleb, how did the radio program come about?
Oh, radio program. I had wanted to get back on the air doing something that was kind of driven by me and Dad. He and I have never actually had a show together. It's always been him in the tower, me on the track, or one of us and not the other. So something that he and I could do together and be responsible for driving the content on. And when his radio station came to pass, we said, well, let's do our show. Let's have content. What's the one thing we know the most about? It's racing, and just picked it up and ran with it from there.
All right. So how's it going?
Good. Listenership has doubled every week. We've been on the air 4 weeks now, and God forbid, or God willing, I should say, we'll be on for week 5 and for more and more to come.
All right. So let's talk about the biggest change here at Skagit this year, and that, of course, is Dirt Cup going to the 360s. What's your feelings about that?
It'll be interesting. It's nice to have national sanctioning and a guaranteed group of traveling cars that'll be here in that. Right now, they've got 12 national travelers, plus, as you can see here tonight with our Summer Thunder Series event, a good group of locals. So I'm anticipating a good car count. The national tour drivers, in my opinion, are very beatable. When they've gone to tracks over the last few years, you see a lot of local wins in those deals. So they're coming in here and they're coming to win, but at the same time, I think our guys have as good a chance as any, and as unique as Skagit is, I'm really excited to see what the ASCS National Tour versus the Skagit regulars can do.
Do you think that if the economy ever picks up, that it'll go back to 410s, or do you think that it's going to stay a 360 show for a while?
No, 410 racing is dead. There's not enough cars in California. There's not enough guys who are willing to travel out of California to make it happen. And there's only one place to run a 410 here locally, and that's Skagit Speedway. So if you want to travel, get variety, etc., it's just too expensive a proposition, even if the economy improves again.
All right. Well, thank you for that bit of information. Well said. Thank you, Caleb, and we'll be around this season.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. All right, race fans, we're here with Michael Harris, owner of the 44H. He retired from driving about a year and a half ago or so?
Just over a year ago.
A little over a year ago, and of course your pilot's Eric Fisher. He's a hell of a wheelman. So the question I'm asking everybody this weekend is their feelings on Dirt Cup going to a 360 race.
Well, I mean, it's been a needed change for a very long time. I mean, the car counts have been really bad, and they were only getting any worse. Switching it over to a 360 show only made sense logically. I don't entirely agree with the format that I'm hearing that they're going to go with, which is a bill draw format. I think that kills about 50% of the nostalgia and the meaning of Dirt Cup, which is you get 2 nights of qualifying, and now you get to have the luck of the draw basically for 2 days. So not real happy about that, but everybody's got to do it. It's the same for everybody. So one day you could be good, one day you could be bad, but whereas a points accumulation over 2 days, I would rather qualifying has a way of weeding things out. Hill draw, you're heavily jumbled up. So the pill draw tends to make people a little bit more desperate in heat races, so you tend to tear up a little bit more stuff. And if the track's not racy during the heat races, that's only going to compound the problem. So hopefully, I say hope, hopefully you know, the track's racy and everybody can do what they're doing.
All right. So, but it's a major race up here in the Pacific Northwest, and so I would assume that you're targeting that as one of your races that you really want to get to and run well at. Well,
obviously, I mean, you know, Dirt Cup is the epitome, and now that it's a 360 show, and I mean, you know, there's on any given night here, even on a local basis, there's 10 cars that can win. You throw the national guys in, there's another, you know, 6, 8, 10 cars that'll probably be here because of that. So, I mean, you could potentially have a legitimate 18, 20 cars that can conceivably win given the right situation and the right starting spots. And, I mean, it has all the makings to be a great race. I just hope that, you know, everything lends itself to that.
Yeah, all right, Michael. Well, it's always great talking to you. Of course, we're here at the beginning of the season, and we'll be around, and good luck tonight.
Hey, thank you very much.
You bet. All right, race fans, we're here with a new face that's first time on Northwest Racing Videos, Becky Boudreau. I hope I said that right.
You did.
Okay. Becky, you've been running the Outlaw Tuners up here for a couple of years, and you've made the switch to a modified. How did that come about?
Well, we've been watching them come up here like 5 times a year the past couple of years and gotten really interested in them. Just wanted to move up to something with more power and a little more potential.
So when you say more power and more potential, so when you were considering that, of course there's the Sportsman division up here,
Yeah.
the Wing Sportsman division. Were you giving thought to that division?
I had before just because, you know, it's a bigger class, but it's a lot more money and this is a little less, I don't know, it's a little less money and it's a lot more interesting, I find. I've been up here for a long time just hanging out with my family and I really like this class. I like the big block. I like the fact that they don't really flip easily. So that saves a lot of money there.
Okay, so I was briefly talking with your father before we're chatting here, and he mentioned that the Modifieds is the largest racing division across the United States at this point
Yeah.
in time. And did that have anything to do with it? Your
It
thoughts on
did.
that?
You get the national recognition. If you join the whole IMCA thing, you know, you get more recognition. There's more cars everywhere. You go down to Vegas and stuff like that, and you have 300-400 cars, you know. There's a lot of bigger sprint car races as well, but this is such a nationally recognized thing that it's really interesting to find, like, to drive it, you know.
Okay, so your dad had an interesting comment. Your first race was opening night. He set
Yeah.
the car up to make you work the car a little bit
Yeah.
harder, just to kind of drive it. He's changed the setup for you tonight. So what is it that, being this is only your second race in the Modifieds, that you're trying to achieve?
I just want to do better than my first race, you know. I always push it to the limit, and that's how it was when I first started my rookie year in a tuner. I pushed it to the limit as much as I could without endangering myself, and that's how you get better. You just have to learn how to drive your car. So that's what I'm trying to do.
All right, Becky. Well, we're going to follow you throughout the season as much as we can. Good luck to you tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hey folks, we're here with Lawrence O'Connor. He's kind of the spokesman, or becoming the spokesman for the Modifieds. Lawrence, the big question is, what do you think the future is for the Modifieds in Skagit and Elma?
I think it's looking real good. There's, you know, Elma's running tonight, and there's already, I think, 10 or 11 Modifieds here. So if they can run head-to-head and you still have a pretty good field here, which I think at least half of them are local cars, I think it's off to a real good start.
All right. So, do you enjoy running here at Skagit?
I do. I really like this racetrack. It's real racy. You know, early in the year the dirt's a bit soft, but you know, it's got a nice bank and it's good composition for the dirt. You know, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. It's great. We've got a lot of races here.
So you're hoping down in the future that maybe a national race will be held in Skagit?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. If they could tie something together that was like one weekend after the Alma Nationals and then have a national here the following weekend, that would just be amazing. It would be so cool. There'd be so many cars from down Oregon and stuff coming here, especially if they crank up the money a little bit.
Okay, Lord. All right, well, good luck tonight, and we'll
right.
talk to you again.
Thank you very much, man.
You bet. So how's Justin?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So Justin, the burning question that all the fans want to know is this. Are you going to keep the front wheels on the car tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Okay. You have a good run.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Walker, now Golding Road, number 3. It's out. early as the cone in the middle of 3. This time by Rock Grimley and Luke Didion. My Democrats don't know who to cheer for in this one. All of them, right? There you go. Vaughn, Reeves, Dyer, Roberts, Getz, Grimley, Didion, Flat. to pick their driver. They're going to draw after their driver as they pick them. So this is kind of a free-for-all. Try not to wrestle each other to get your driver, don't hurt each other. Really no reason to trip, but go get your favorite driver right now. JJ Hickle, quick qualifier tonight. The choice is yours. Do you want to be first to pick and we'll go fastest to the least fastest? Or do you want to be the last to pick and have your fate decided before the pick gets to you? Reverse. Alright, so we're going to go fast to slow, or we'll go all very, very quick. What's your name, young lady? Alright, Jamie. You get to pick where JJ's going to start the AMA tonight. This is for the three of JJ Hickle.
We got there.
And he will start in the 6th position. So JJ Hickle's currently in 6th. Starting spot. He will be on the pole. Starting spot, and Brock Lumley will start 5th for the 22B of Brock Lumley, and Colton will start in position number 4, 4th place for Colton for the qualifier. The 3rd starting position for the 18 of Jason Solwald. Chase Getz is next, and this is kind of boom or bust for Chase. There's a 2, a 7, and an 8 left. What's your name? Okay, there's a 2, a 7, and an 8. Survey says he got the 2 outside front row for Chase Getz. Brother Reese, 7 or 8. What's your name? Alright, which one choice?
Yeah, thank you.
And Reese has to be 8. Derek Roberts, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? Kind of ceremonial at this point, but 42, Derek Roberts will start in the 7th position.
Yeah, look at the camera. Guys, pictures.
Please go back.
Back here, then face forward. Back here. Oh, man. Say about your driver.
Say by your drivers, guys.
Fun this evening? I wrote number 2, that car was a winner last night up in Denver with Jared Peterson in it. Midgets take a licking and keep on digging as Angel's going to drive away from the cliff. Good news there. here at Skagit Speedway. Robbie, come on around, buddy. Well, if the first one was a little easy for you, you worked your rear end off for this. Congratulations.
The first one was great, but I think I'm way more proud of this one. The first one I kind of took over and just couldn't mess up, and I pretty much was happy with it. But this one I definitely had to work for it, and I led the only lap that counts, so I'm pretty happy with that.
You led for a little while on lap 28. You found some room to the inside of Chase, but Chase kind of showed you the way around to go for lap 29, showed you that there was enough of a high room to pass and get around the slower traffic.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of stayed back and kept on watching how he was doing in traffic, and he didn't want to seem to hang it up there quite like that, so I just waited for my opportunity, and last lap, why not?
What a fantastic start to your Pacific Northwest season up here. 2 straight wins at Skagit Speedway, Summer Thunder win. How much of that do you attribute to all the seat time that you've had this year? Because you've got a lot of racing under your belt so far.
Yeah, this is like my 13th race, and you go down there and there's 25 cars and a solid 20 of them can win, so it's really tough competition down there. You definitely learn how to race, and I think that's helped me a lot. I just can't thank my dad and Kim enough for giving me that opportunity, and I'm going to try to pursue this as a career, and I hope I do.
You're off to an excellent start. Who else helps out on the race car?
I gotta thank Doyle Guffey's Rally Auto Sales. Doyle's just such a great guy, and he helped us out again this year. I'm happy with that. Millstone Heating and Sheet Metal.
You can turn around and look at the car if you need to.
Northwest School of Martial Arts. Brandon came down in the pits tonight, and he was cool, stand there, hang out, talk, and that was great. And I can't thank him enough. He jumped aboard this year. Shark Racing Engines, Mark helps us so much. He turns the wrenches on this thing. All our stuff stays there. Mark and Debbie, I just can't thank them enough. And Debbie missed my last one, and hopefully she's still here for this one.
Well, it's only the second of many this time. Congratulations, young man, you heard it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Price, the winner for the Summer Thunder Sprint Car Series tonight here at Skagit Speedway, presented by Here to Water and Finish Line Graphic to the 75. mess around on that one. Fourth to first on the first lap. You saw your gap and you took her.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how soon that 75 car was going to catch up behind me. On the last restart, I could see he was behind me, so he got his nose under me once there, but he's pretty quick moving, so I've been racing these Grand Prix for 20 years or something, so I didn't really need none of his business.
Did you know how much faster than the rest of the field you were coming into that?
Coming into the race?
Yep.
No, how much?
3/10 a lap at the minimum for most of the way around there.
Well, that's good. But on the other end, there's lots of rookies here, and they're learning, and they're going to get faster, and it's not always going to be a cakewalk, right? The 90 car, the Jason Hollio, that blue car, he turned the rear end on me race, and I'll tell you what, he's plenty fast. That 75 car's plenty fast. He's not going to have any problems all night. So there were 3 Canadians that could have had a pretty good fight in the front.
It's been all BC here in the early season, has it not?
Well, so far the season's early, right?
It very much is. 2 in a row here at Skagit Speedway. Greatly appreciate you coming out and supporting the program, Lawrence, and congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks. I love coming here. It was smooth as glass tonight.
Congratulations, Lawrence O'Connor, your winner in the Shipwreck Beats Modified.